Algebra 2, Lesson 6.2. Would just like for us to review some properties here, and the properties 1 through 5, I'm highlighting them over here. Without a doubt, this is what we're going to be using extensively throughout 6.2 and 6.3. So just want to make sure that we know these properties very well. Look at property number 1. If you had x to the m times x to the n, this is where you add your powers. Property number 2, if you're going to divide x to the m over x to the n, this is where you could write 1x and then subtract your powers. Property number 3, a power to a power, m raised to the n. Write that as x to the m times n. Powers to powers are more powerful. We multiply them together. Number 4, x to the 0. That's just a 1. And then finally, for property number 5, x to the negative n. Negative exponents, you bring that down. You'll say 1 over x to the n. Another way we can look at this is to say that a negative power changes the floor a term lives on. Take a look at example 1 with us, though. We've got 3 items that are being squared. We're going to have to deal with all 3 of them getting raised to the second. Here's a power to a power with that a. So we're going to have to use property number 3, this thing right here. We're going to use it a lot. Down below, this is the one that gets forgotten. That 2 is going to get squared also. And then finally, we're going to have 5 times 2, a power raised to a power as well. What will we be left with? Well, a to the 6. 2 to the second is a 4. 5 times 2 here is 10. So look at that. We have a to the 6 all over 4b to the 10th. For number 2, I hope you can see this looks amazingly like the second property. In fact, it is. Just subtract your powers. 7 minus 2. 7 minus 2 is a 5. You're left with x to the 5th, and you are done. For property number 3, it's property number 2, but it's applicable first to the a terms and then to the b terms. So that's the way you want to look at this. Look at this as a 2-step process. First, look in light blue. You'll have a to the 4 minus 3. You'll also then have b to the 6 minus 2. Well, 4 minus 3 is just a 1. That's a to the 1. 6 minus 2 is a 4. And of course, a to the 1 is just an a. We're left with a, b to the 4th. Take a look at number 4 here. Very, very, very important property. Look at this 2/3 to the 0. 2/3 to the 0. Look at property number 4. Property number 4, any number raised to the 0 is going to be a 1. So what do we have? Plain and simply, this is negative 5 times a 1. Negative 5 times 1 is just negative 5. Last one. Again, if you have a negative exponent, guys, if you have a negative power, only that term gets moved. So, tell you what, bring that x to the negative 4 up on top, but now write it as a positive 4 power. I hope you've also told that you don't want to leave a negative in the denominator. You can bring it out front if you'd like. And another way we could write this is to ignore the 1 in front of the x to the 4th. It's always understood to have a 1 there. So either of these answers would be good.